Welcome to Story Time. Today we're going to be reading a book called The First Fire, a Cherokee Story. This book is written by Brad Wagner, who is an enrolled member of the Cherokee Nation, and illustrated by Alex Stevenson. I hope you enjoy this beautiful book today. Now let's get ready for story time.
I'm along, it's story time with So's tales in gentle rhyme. Books that dance and voices sing, adventures bloom on every wing. From distant lands to backyard fun, there's magic here for everyone. Gather round, let's take a look at the wonders in a book.
The First Fire, a Cherokee Story. The Cherokee believed that a long time ago, animals could do many of the things that people can do today. After the world was made, the Creator had placed the sun in the sky to mark the day the animals came down to live on the newly formed land. However, they quickly learned that once the sun went down at night, the world grew dark and cold. To the west there lived Great Thunder and his two sons, the Thunder Boys. They saw the difficulty the animals were having. When they saw that the world was dark and cold, the thunder sent lightning to the animals so that they could have fire to keep warm. The lightning hit a great sycamore tree on an island, causing it to burst into flames. The animals were amazed by the brightness of the fire and knew that they must have some for themselves. The animals held a meeting and decided that someone must journey to the island and bring fire back for everyone. Raven stood up and stretched, showing off his beautiful white feathers to the others. "I will be the one to bring the fire back for all of us," he proclaimed. However, when Raven flew near the burning tree, the heat from the fire kept him from flying too close. Raven flew over the great sycamore again and again, trying to decide where he could safely land. As he circled over the fiery tree, the heat scorched his bright white wings, turning them black. Defeated, Raven returned to the group where the owls were waiting for their chance to help. Screech Owl shouted, "We won't let you down," while Hoot Owl and Horned Owl stretched their wings to join. Screech Owl flew straight to the tree, determined to get closer than Raven had. Just then, a large blast of hot air blew upward into his eyes, causing them to become bright red. Watching this, Hoot Owl and Horned Owl decided to team up to get to the tree. However, when they got close, the smoke from the tree was so thick that it nearly blinded them. The ashes carried by the wind made white rings around their eyes. Hurt and scared, they flew back to everyone else. After watching what happened to Raven and the owls, no other birds would volunteer to fly to the island. Racer Snake slithered into the group. "I would like to try something the birds could not. I'd like to try to get to the fire from the bottom of the tree." The other animals eagerly watched as Racer Snake swam to the island and slithered toward a large hole at the bottom of the tree. As he crawled in through the hole, he quickly realized that even being this low, the heat and smoke from the fire were dreadful. Underneath the tree, the ground was covered in hot ash. Racer Snake darted back and forth, trying to keep from getting burned, but it was too late. Soon he too was burned black. Watching from the cold safety of the group, Great Black Snake decided that he would also try to help. He crawled in front of the others and told them his plan. "I am very good at climbing. I will not try the top of the tree or the bottom. I will get fire from the very middle." He swam to the island and used his powerful body to climb to the middle of the burning tree. After finding a hole in the middle of the tree, he put his head in to look around, but the smoke choked him, causing him to fall inside. Great Black Snake crawled back out of the burning tree, where he saw that, just like Racer Snake, he was burned dark black. After quietly watching all of this, the animals decided to meet again. They talked about how they were still very cold, but they all were now afraid of the fire and the great burning tree. Finally, a small voice spoke up. It was Water Spider. Water Spider crawled to the front of the group, where the other animals marveled at his soft black hair and bright red stripes. They knew that Water Spider was good at running on top of the water and diving to the bottom. Curious, the animals said to her, "We know you could get there safely, but how would you bring the fire back without getting burned?" Water Spider quickly spun a thread from her body and then wove it into a bowl. The other animals watched in amazement as she then fastened the bowl to her back. Water Spider ran on top of the water all the way to the island, knowing that she would not try the top, bottom, or middle of the tree. Instead, she picked up a tiny burning ember from the base of the tree and placed it into her bowl. Then she crawled back on the top of the water and returned to the group with her bowl on her back, safe and dry. When she returned to the group, the other animals cheered for Water Spider. Because of her, they were able to use the tiny coal she had brought back to make a fire that was large enough for everyone. Thanks to Water Spider, this is how fire came to the world. To remember that she was both brave and smart, you will always see her with the Tootsie Bowl on her back. The end. Thank you so much for reading The First Fire with me. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful Cherokee story, and I hope that you come back and check often as I read new stories each week. Have a beautiful day.